Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. We are Bar Talk, podcast about everything hospitality industry. I am Andy, the host, and we are all based out of Plymouth, Massachusetts, right up the street from Plymouth Rock. And I'm joined today by my co-host, Karl Heine of New World Tavern and Tolson's Tap and Tavern.
Hello, everybody.
And our other co-host, Dan Mahoney of Stats of South Boston.
What's going on, guys?
And our new friend, Herbert, from Tobias Eats, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Karl, tell me about happy hour.
Happy hour in Vegas is not what it used to be. On the Strip, I go to happy hour, and the guy sells me a beer for $5. I can go to my place and get a beer for $5. Nobody even cares because nobody's happy. What happened to happy hour in Vegas?
First of all, that's a lie. You don't sell anything for $5.
Yeah, but if I did.
If you did, yeah. Plus, you can be happy at all hours, Karl. It doesn't matter.
I'm always happy. Let's get on with this podcast.
All right. That served no purpose. I just had to listen to it for like the last hour, so I figured you guys should hear it too. So today we've been networking with a ton of people, and that's kind of why everyone's here. So I figure we'll talk about how important networking is and how you can kind of leverage it to help out your business and whatnot. So, I mean, we literally just met...
Your boy Tobias.
Do you go by Herbert or Tobias?
I go by Tobias.
Okay, so we just met Tobias like 15 minutes ago, and this 100%. Guy like...
And you're such a swell guy. You know
moved the world for us. It was crazy.
All I did was bring a bottle or two.
Yeah, that's the important part. So, Karl, how do you network in your business?
Well, in the business, especially the bar and restaurant industry, networking is everything. From the guy you buy the beer off of, to the girl who sells you the tequila, to somebody who's coming in and trying to sell you something new you never even heard of before, to the people that you work with or work for you in order to get even a dishwasher if your dishwasher quits. So it's all networking, and everything you do in the restaurant and bar industry is or should be networking. You're networking with your customers. You're networking with your employees. You're networking with all these people here. And I think that you really have to like the people you network with, because if you get some jerk coming in that's selling some beer you never heard of and he's trying to sell it, I'm not going to buy the beer only because I just don't like the guy's attitude or what he's saying.
Completely agreed.
And he doesn't know what he's doing or he's saying the wrong things. And I'm not sure why they hired him, but he must be off the street. But if you have someone coming in that you have a relationship with, and all they do is sell you food or they sell whatever they're selling to you, you're more apt to buy more product from that person only because of your relationship.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit, because I don't know if you necessarily have to like the people you network with, because sometimes it's more important to have that relationship.
You don't, but you're going to get much more. You're going to do much more business with people that you like.
I think it's more important to be likable.
I mean, with Karl, I'm going to be straight. I agree with him, because I'm going to go hard for someone that goes hard for me, and if I like them to that point, I mean, why would I not keep going over the guy that, I don't know, sells brand B or C, and yeah, everybody likes it and everything, but that's going to happen regardless. Why would I not push someone that pushes me?
What about you, Dan?
I mean, I absolutely agree. There's been people that I hated, and I will never buy their stuff. And there's people that I liked, and like you said, it could be the worst thing ever. I'm like, if you like it and you're going to support it, and I like you, then I'll definitely put it in. So,
and there's a certain amount of kind of, like, you guys keep talking about who you buy from, but when you have a bar, there's like that kind of backdoor networking where you get to know your regulars and their lives and what they do. And I mean, how many times have you had a plumbing issue, or I don't know, your pipes broke and you had to walk in your dining room, and you immediately call a regular.
The more you talk to your customers and find out what's going on, and you have a relationship with the regulars, and all of a sudden this guy's a carpenter and he's going to help you out for a couple of beers and he'll come down. Somebody else might know somebody that can fix cars, and the guy next to you is saying, geez, my car broke down 2 nights ago, and all of a sudden people are helping each other for pennies on the dollar because of the relationships.
For sure. I mean, bartending basically is networking too. When you work behind the bar, you're networking. Like, there's so many. I think I've got jobs from doing that. Like you said, I've had people fix stuff for me and stuff.
Nobody's offered you a job.
Listen, you offer me a job all the time. And
I
just
offered you a
keep-
job once because I couldn't
It
get a
was like-
dishwasher.
400 times. You're like, oh, I'm going to open another bar, so maybe Dan will finally come
And you
work for me.
sucked at that too, I'll tell you right now.
Listen, just because I broke the dishes, I didn't want to wash them. Like,
Jesus.
I think there's like
Said paper
podcast
plates.
evidence of you offering Dan jobs multiple
Let-
times.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've done some networking
back
here.
to the tapes,
Yes,
Carl.
we have.
Back to the tapes. Yeah. Podcasts are forever.
We met a lot of nice people here. I've seen some product that was really good. Most of the stuff I've never heard of. We're in Massachusetts, and a lot of times we just can't get the product that's here. But I think I got everybody's card, and I'm going to ask my distributor when I go home, how come you don't carry this? How come you don't carry that? And, I have no problems picking up a phone and calling these guys and saying, hey, I'm in Tennessee. I'd love to come down and check your place out.
Well, they're going to be scared that someone actually called them and then text them, too. Like, who's this guy, Karl, calling me on his roto phone?
How old do you think I am?
He's upgraded. It's a flip phone. It's a flip
honest
phone now.
answer, yeah.
It's a number 19, I swear to God.
So, Tobias, how important is networking to you in the entertainment industry? Is that what you would consider?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I've met so many people here these last couple days alone, in and out of this. Some of the people that are up here, you guys. I think networking is your goal. Your net worth can sometimes equal your network. And it's who you know. My whole entire TV show is based about, working with family-owned restaurants that can't afford marketing or can't do this specific pivot yet. But guess what? If I bring someone from the New York Giants or I bring someone from Jersey Shore on here, all of a sudden now we already get this complete what is this factor?
Or the best quarterback in the world, Drew Bledsoe.
I'm just gonna plead the fifth on that one. But
You out.
So, Tobias, just so you know, Karl is willing to do appearances.
Yeah, if you need me to go anywhere, I'm cheap too. A couple of beers.
I got you, bro. Prudential Center could use you.
Please just take it. That's it.
So, Dan, you're in a little bit of a different industry area than Karl. We're in a tourist town. Right downtown in Plymouth. There's the Mayflower, the Rock, blah blah blah. And you're in the heart of Boston. You have a bar that athletes go to. Do you think networking is more important where you are, or is it about the same, or?
It's probably the same everywhere. It's always important like that. I definitely have way more people texting me about stuff than I want them to be, but it's definitely, part of the job, like in that role and stuff like that, being in a high-profile spot. So, I don't know. I don't think it's any more important for Karl to network with you than me to network with a hockey player or someone that's on the internet or something like that. So, yeah.
What's that? Go Rangers.
I can't support
Karl,
it.
I thought you threw that guy out.
Bruins.
No. It's all Bruins. So, Karl, you have two places. Networking in two different places. You have a great crew. So how important is it to building that crew to have that network in place? Because I'm sure everyone here is going through the same issues of trying to keep staff, trying to hire staff. In Plymouth, where we're from, there's about a mile stretch of two roads where there's 40 bars and restaurants. So there's kind of this constant back and forth of.
Andy's been kicked out of all of them, by the way.
That's
So
not true.
everyone's wondering.
I've only been shut off one time.
I didn't say shut up. I said kicked out.
Oh,
Andy.
kicked out? Oh, yeah, all right. That's accurate. But, there's that kind of, a bartender jumps from place to place to place. So how important is that network? And, we've talked about it before where you use that network to be like, Dan's trying to get a job here.
Well,
Should
I think
hire him?
the networking is really important because in the restaurant bar industry, it is so rotational and transient. People show up for a month, people show up for a year, people show up for 2 weeks, and some people will just leave for 50 cents more an hour down the street where they just leave, and I could have matched that if I really wanted that person to stay. Now, of course, we've all hired people that we should have never hired. And a lot of times it's tough to get rid of them because there's just nobody behind them to come in and work. So
And they have blackmail
if you
on
don't
you.
if you don't talk to people within the industry, and I'm saying if you own a bar or restaurant, go down the street and drink at the other place. Get to know them because they're going to know somebody. They're going to know somebody in the kitchen. They're going to know somebody that washes dishes. And not that you're going to steal them, but maybe they know somebody. So yeah, I think networking. I go to all the bars and restaurants I can. Me and my wife, we eat out a lot. I like to be seen out just to say hi and how are you. I don't tell anybody I own other bars.
No
and
one likes
restaurants.
to see you out.
Everybody loves to see me out.
No one does.
I don't even know what that means all of a sudden. Hello? Yeah, so the more people you talk to, the more people that you're going to have available to either work in your place, give you advice about your place.
Yeah, and I mean, it's even just like that great, break glass in case of emergency. Good friend of the show, Jim Casey, owns a couple restaurants in Plymouth. I happened to be out having drinks with him one night. I may have had too many. And the next day or like 2-3 days later, I get a text message be like, were you serious? And I'm like, I'm always serious. What are we talking about? And he's like, you said you'd wash dishes for me on Friday night. I'm like, sure, great, cool. So, I ended up working at Malbar for a night just to wash
And you got
dishes.
fired.
Wait, no, you
He
offered
broke
me
more
a job
dishes
after
than I
that.
did.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Yeah, sure it was. So we also answer questions on the show. Well, we take questions. I don't know if we actually ever answer anything. We talk about the questions.
Well, some of the questions are really stupid.
Yes, you always
So we
point
just
this out.
bypass them.
You guys want to do a couple questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's. I should have been better prepared and pulled that up already.
You, Andy?
Yeah, I know, right?
Usually you're the most
this is
prepared
also
guy
the
I
part of
know.
the show where I butcher people's names. So this one's from Zach. See, I got that one.
Not bad.
Thank you. Hold your applause. We use cordless phones at our restaurant, and we're having problems with the phones being left off the hook after taking an order. Does anyone have a solution for this?
All right, so this guy has a cordless phone.
Cordless phone, which
People are walking around the restaurant and it runs out of batteries?
I guess they're not putting it back.
They're not hanging it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I have the solution. Just put it back.
Yeah, but I don't think it's him
what
that's
is-
doing it.
Why just put it back?
I saw this question and I was amazed because I forgot people had actual.
Why would
phones.
somebody email us that question?
I don't know.
My employees
'Cause-
aren't hanging up the phone. What should I do?
Carl is not happy.
Carl's never happy.
You fire them. I mean,
You fire.
next question.
All right, Susie, are we allowed to put a policy in place that would allow us to deduct mistakes that are employee errors out of a paycheck? So
Somebody makes a wrong drink. You want to charge the bartender for that drink?
that's what the question is.
You're not going to have bartenders for that long. I'll tell you
Yeah,
right
I feel
now.
like that's a crazy question. I don't think that's allowed.
No, well, it is allowed. I've been to places where they actually charge $2 for every glass that the bartender broke.
Are you serious?
Yep. At the end of the shift, they counted the glasses and they charged the bartender for the glasses.
Nah.
So
And the restaurant probably got them free from the distributor, but they don't tell you that part.
and I mean the crazy part is like how do you determine whose mistake it is?
Oh, I was
You
just
know?
knocking them off the bar.
Well, yeah.
No, yeah, they were getting charged $2 for every glass they broke.
But if you're
so you can do it,
Yeah.
but why would you want to?
I don't know. To me, it just seems like a really toxic environment to set for your staff because if you go to the POS and you put in a drink or you put in an order, how do you know that you put the order in wrong? Did the kitchen make it wrong? Like, where do you track down that mistake?
I was gonna say, like you said, you're gonna have trouble keeping staff doing that.
Oh, it's crazy.
The anxiety
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna
not
raise,
fair.
I think. Would do
No,
it,
that's
but-
not fair at all. I mean, like, what if they don't? What if it's not their fault? Or what if the customer didn't even know what they ordered? They're too drunk or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like literally.
what if she drops a tear into your drink? Is that what you said? Oh, it drops a tray of your drinks. I
Oh,
thought
it
you
drops
said
a whole
cried
tray.
into
A
her
whole
drinks.
tray?
And I was like, well, that's all your employees.
But again,
fault.
that falls into the whose fault is it? I've been into a bar and someone moved at the wrong time and took out the tray of drinks from the server that was just kind of walking through. So it was like, do you blame the server? Do you blame the person? Like, I feel like that you're just nickel and diming yourself.
Well,
like,
I'll tell you right now, Andy, it's never my fault. No matter what.
yeah, all right. How'd you feel this morning? Was that someone else's
Terrible.
fault too?
That was not my fault. Why I felt so bad.
That's why I
this
love the
morning.
term overserved. I didn't do it. All right. This one's from Terry. I just found out that we have to close. I'm sorry. All right, I didn't screw up the name. I screwed up reading this. I just found out that we have close to 6,000 phone numbers of past customers in Toast. Has anyone done a successful marketing with this? Did you download the blah, 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 blah? So, have you ever used customers' phone numbers? Like
Not.
Data acquisition. Yeah,
We do it all the time. When I purchased my second restaurant, they were on Toast already, and we continue to have Toast. But we had every phone number from their past restaurant so that we could use it on our marketing to tell everybody that we're new.
did you text them?
Why not?
I
You
didn't
could
do anything.
You could, though. You could do target marketing.
Yeah.
You
But yeah,
already
they
have the
target
data
marketing, yep.
of everyone in that area
Yep.
that is near you that would love to probably eat at your beautiful restaurant.
My problem was we bought one restaurant of a chain restaurant and called it our own, but we got everybody in the chain. So people were calling from 3 states over going, will you please stop texting me? We're not even living in your state, and I've never been to your restaurant. But yeah, it's good information.
Oh, so is
It's
that
called networking.
Is it, Carl?
Damn,
Thanks.
he just sunned you.
That's what this shit I have to put up with. So, but is
Full
that like
circle.
is that like an aspect? I'm not familiar with Toast, so is that something that is built into Toast that you can send out a text that way?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a crazy question because I'm like, who the hell answers their phone anymore?
Well, that we're just used to us getting crazy questions.
I think maybe
so.
don't be annoying about it, but definitely
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Nobody likes it but us.
Do you guys have like an emailing list?
We don't.
Yeah. Tobias does.
We have an
Yeah.
email list, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't get emails from you.
You're not
Oh,
on my
I
email
blocked
list.
you. I blocked you.
Straight
Never
to
mind.
spam.
I'll block you in a minute.
All right. Kelly says, does anyone charge a dessert fee / cake fee if a group brings in outside cakes, cookies, etc.?
No.
I don't understand the question, but let's talk about fees. I've been to more and more restaurants that they either charge.
Are you still carrying that receipt in your wallet?
Yes, I am. But I'm finding it's more and more common that people that take credit cards will either have a fee for the credit cards, or they have a discount for cash. I've also heard of people that have fees. It's like a 2% or whatever fee it is that helps pay for the kitchen because the unfairness of the front
He
of the
has the
house
receipt
making more
in his
money than the
wallet.
back of the house. So we don't do that because I'm afraid my customers will hang me.
Well,
But
so the
a lot of places do it, and you don't really notice it until you see the end of your receipt that says added, a 2.3% for using your credit card.
Well, the interesting thing about that place that shall remain nameless, it's no more.
It closed
It closed.
because people didn't want it.
I mean,
How
I don't
about
think
this?
that's the reason
I
they
didn't help.
closed.
Well, it didn't help. But if you're going to do that, why wouldn't you just increase your prices so that you don't show a fee? Because I think people that see the extra fee says, hey, you guys are screwing me.
That's what DoorDash does, right? When
Yeah,
you're doing
DoorDash,
you
yeah,
just
Uber.
up the fees normally and then add a regular delivery fee or get the Dash Pass and just get it for free, right? I'm assuming.
I've honestly never used
Yeah,
DoorDash.
we don't use it up where we are.
Oh, see, I use DoorDash way too much.
Yeah.
We do. We use it in the city. So, but yeah, our prices are different on DoorDash and all that. It's up
correct.
higher, yeah.
So that it doesn't, and there's no extra fee to make the customer feel like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It just costs a little bit more.
It blows my mind. People will order on DoorDash or one of them,
Right.
and to pick up their order,
Right.
I'm like, you could have saved yourself like $10 if
By
you
just
just called
calling.
it in. Or we have online ordering on our website too. Anyway,
Look at that.
yep,
Now you know.
science.
Science, Dan.
It's like the Vegas taxi fees. Let's talk about fees. Like, cash $6, not cash 13. I'm like, really?
So I was in a panel yesterday, and
Is that a humble brag, Andy?
yeah, a little bit.
Humble
You came
brag.
here for 2 days.
You know, I was with my new friend from Death and Co. And they don't take cash. Like, and I've had so many people walk into the craft beer cellar and be like, "Do you guys accept cash?" I'm like, "Why wouldn't I take cash?" Like, it seems to be a trend. Like, is that something you?
There used to be
consider?
another restaurant in Plymouth that is no longer there, and they were credit card only. They would accept cash, but they couldn't give you any change. So if you had a $25 bill and you gave them $100, they're going to keep it. I said,
That's crazy.
I thought it was illegal until Fenway Park did it, and then.
And they're like, okay.
Oh, Fenway doesn't take it.
Yeah.
The last time was at Fenway.
All right, should we talk about our sponsors here?
So yeah, we're kind of getting close to the end. So
damn.
at the end of every show, we have what's last call. It's gonna be a little long this time because we met a lot of new friends today. So Tobias,
Do you know how many people actually touched me in this place yesterday? There was 8
please don't
million
tell us.
people, and
Please don't tell us.
Jesus,
Wait, really? Really?
it was awesome.
That was after like my 47th shot.
Yeah. So Tobias, give us a last call. Tell us what you do. Give some shout outs.
You guys can find me at Tobias Eats. That's TOBIASEES. I have a show on Apple TV and Roku where we bring NFL players, UFC fighters, celebrities to family-owned restaurants, and we put them on TV. If they can't
Celebrities
afford
like
marketing,
Karl Heine.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you guys so much for having me on as your guest.
It's an
Really
absolute
appreciate
pleasure to meet you, yeah.
Bar and Restaurant Expo. Yes, sir.
Mahoney, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna. I don't know if someone wants to be associated with my last calls, but Uncle Near's whiskey is great, and I appreciate me through this hangover of my life today. But I experienced history, I think, this past weekend or 2 weekends ago, and I learned what it was like back in the day when they had like war calls and war songs, like in medieval times. Because if you put on Shania Twain, Feels Like a Woman, as soon as you hear dun 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 dun, dun, every drunk girl would just start screaming, and it was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there's got to be a guy version of that, but I feel like we're dumb, and well, it's any song makes us yell. So that's it, you know. If you want to get the crowd riled up, Shania Twain.
Shania Twain.
But be prepared.
They played it at the club last night.
Jesus.
Yeah, you see exactly how wild it go with the club.
Karl Heine,
All
what do
right,
you got?
I'm going to plug my new friends over here at Alcohol Armor. I'm not going to do it justice, but Jameson over there was telling me the story. Actually, it wasn't Jameson, but it was the only name I could remember. So you drink this, and you don't get hungover, but you drink it while you're drinking, so you don't get hungover. So don't drink it after you drink. It's too late. Veteran owned. You right? Where are they?
They're over there.
Veteran owned. Yeah, I'm going to try it tonight, see if it works. If I wake up with a hangover on the plane, I'm going to be so mad.
I needed this today.
already
You
start?
can get it on Amazon or alcoholarmor.com. Give it a shot. Let me know if it works, because if it does, I'm gonna give them some money, and I'm going to be rich.
So I'm going to shout out our new friends at DeVille, provided us with some seltzers to drink while we're up here, and the Bar and Restaurant Expo. This is the second year we've been here. They were so nice to invite us back. Thank you guys for sitting here and listening to us ramble. We apologize for Karl.
About nothing.
That's usually what we do. But you know, if you like this show, make sure you go like us and subscribe. And where are we found, Karl?
Inebriart.
No, he doesn't know.
No.
We are available everywhere podcasts are found.
Oh, yeah, it's like on the radio on your computer.
That's right, Karl. It's Bar Talk, one word. You can also check out the other Inebriart podcasts. We have Inebriart, we have Old Colony Cast, which is very local to Plymouth.
Listen, this isn't their show. You only talk about our show on this, Andy.
I'm doing my last call. So if you like us, follow us on all the socials. Thank you guys for taking the time to sit and listen to us. And it was an absolute pleasure. And thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. Thanks again for listening.